Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Thwala, and I recently had the honor of attending the GIBS online global module hosted by Dr. Abdullah Varachi. The sessions kicked off with superstar Brian Habana, endurance queen Gerda Steyn, and Springbok legend Francois. This was definitely a sign of things to come. Later in the sessions, we encountered as an astronaut, an extreme adventurer, a cancer survivor, a nomad, a dreamer like John Law, just to name a few. This challenged me to see leadership not just from a business lens, but through a lens of humanity. There are three lessons that stood out for me from a macro, a meso, and a micro level. This reminded me of what South Africa can learn from the world and what the world can learn from South Africa. Professor Stiglitz, on a macro level, spoke of global inequality and fair growth. He painted a clear picture of how globalization has lifted some and left some behind. He spoke about rising inequality, broken trade systems, and the urgent need for corporations that actually work for people and not just for profits. What really struck me was his message that Africa has what the world needs, but often gets the short end of the deal. So the lesson here is simple but powerful. If we want a fair global economy, Africa, and South Africa in particular, must lead with integrity and insist on fairness. We can't just export our minerals. We must export value, innovation, and ideas. For me, that's what responsible leadership looks like on a global stage. On a meso level, I took a look at Mark Chandler from San Francisco, showed us how cities can become engines of innovations when government, business, and university actually work together. He said something that really stuck with me. Innovation without inclusion creates islands of wealth surrounded by oceans of inequality. That hit home for me because South Africa already lives that contrast every day. If we can build our own innovation ecosystem, connecting township entrepreneurs, universities, corporates, and government, we can unlock massive potential. It reminded me that our innovation story must be proudly African, not just a copy of Silicon Valley. This is what brings me to collaboration, trust, and ethical leadership. That's how we can build economies that leave no one behind. From a micro level, Colonel Terry Wirtz, who is an astronaut and now filmmaker, spoke on leading with perspective and purpose. He said, when the engine ignites, it's too late to prepare. That's leadership in its rawest form, discipline, teamwork, and preparation before the crisis hits. And when he showed us image of Earth from orbit, that thin blue line that protects all of us, it reminded me that there are no borders up there. We're all part of one of the same crew on the same planet. For me, that shifted something. Leadership isn't just about control, it's about stewardship, caring for people, for planet, and for purpose beyond profit. In my own journey, it's about slowing down enough to lead with empathy and preparing to act with courage. If South Africa can weave these lessons together, moral economics, inclusive ecosystems, and disciplined leadership, then we can truly get our future to lift off. Thank you.